My throat burns when I swallow, and today I finally sit in the clinic waiting room to get help. At the desk, a nurse smiles and gives me a simple form. I write my name, today's date, and my main problem: sore throat, high fever, headache, muscle aches, hard to swallow. For a moment the pen skips, but I try again, and the ink flows fine. I close my eyes for a second and listen to the clock on the wall. I think about my plan, tell the doctor all my symptoms: sore throat, fever, swollen tonsils, pain when I swallow, headache, body aches, weakness, and tired eyes. The door opens, and I hear my name clear and kind. I stand up slowly, keep my balance, and walk toward the light from the doctor's office. Each step feels careful but steady. I stop at the door, smile, and say, "Good morning." The nurse waves me in. I enter, sit down on the chair, and fold my hands in my lap. My mind is ready and simple. I will speak clearly, answer the questions, and listen to the advice. Soon I will explain everything and start my way back to health. The doctor greets me with a calm voice and asks me to sit comfortably. He takes a stethoscope and says,
"Breathe deeply, please."
I pull in the cold air of the room and breathe out slowly as he listens to my chest and back. The sound of my own breath in the stethoscope feels strange, but steady. He nods and says,
"Lungs are clear."
which makes me feel a little safer. Then he takes a small flashlight and asks me to open my mouth. I open wide, and he looks closely.
"Your tonsils are red and swollen."
He says,
"Do you have trouble swallowing?"
I nod and explain that every sip of water feels sharp, like sandpaper in my throat. He writes a note in his chart and then asks more questions.
"Do you have a runny nose?"
I answer that my nose feels heavy, but the main problem is my throat.
"Any headache?"
Yes, I tell him that my head feels full and heavy, especially in the evenings. He looks at me kindly and continues,
"What about muscle pain or body aches?"
I tell him that my arms and legs feel weak, and sometimes I feel a dull ache in my back and shoulders. He asks,
"Fever?"
I nod again and explain that last night the fever was strong, and I could not sleep well. He nods slowly, then checks my temperature again with his thermometer. The screen shows a high number, and he notes it quickly. My hands rest quietly in my lap, and I feel relieved that he understands every detail. I think about how long I waited before coming here, and I feel glad I finally did. The doctor puts down the thermometer and says,
"It looks like a throat infection, angina. Don't worry, we will treat it."
His calm words make my chest feel lighter. I sit still, listening, ready for the next instructions. The doctor holds a small wooden stick and says,
"Open your mouth, say ah."
I open wide, and my voice comes out rough and low as I try to follow. He presses the stick gently on my tongue and shines the flashlight again. I feel the air move across my throat, and it makes me cough a little, but the doctor only smiles and says,
"It's okay, just relax."
I breathe in slowly and stay still while he looks carefully.
"Yes, there is inflammation, and your tonsils are enlarged."
He explains. His tone is steady, clear, and I understand that this is the reason for my pain. He asks me if I notice any white spots, and I nod because I saw them this morning in the mirror. He writes more notes in the chart and looks at me kindly.
When did the fever start?
I tell him that 2 nights ago my body suddenly felt very hot and heavy, and the next day the pain in my throat was much stronger. He listens carefully, asking small questions about my sleep, my appetite, and my energy. I tell him that I eat only a little soup because swallowing is hard, and I wake up often at night because of the heat and pain. He checks the lymph nodes under my jaw with gentle fingers, and they feel sore when he touches them.
Yes, they are swollen too.
I feel a small confirmation in my mind. Everything I feel now has a clear reason. He writes again and looks at me.
This is a classic case of angina.
His voice is calm, and for the first time today I feel less afraid. My hands rest on my knees, and I let out a small sigh. The doctor closes the chart for a moment and says,
We will plan your treatment.
My eyes follow his pen, and I prepare to listen carefully. The doctor sits back in his chair and looks at me with gentle eyes.
Now, let's talk about your other symptoms. Do you feel pressure in your nose or sinuses?
I think for a moment and explain that my nose feels blocked, but it is not the main problem. He nods and writes quickly.
Do you have headaches?
I answer that my head feels heavy, especially in the evenings, and sometimes there is a dull pain behind my eyes. He listens and adds another note. Then he asks,
Muscle pain or body aches?
I tell him my arms and legs feel weak, and there is a sore, tired feeling in my back and shoulders.
Yes, this is common with a high fever.
I feel understood, and it makes me calmer. He checks my temperature once more, holding the thermometer under my arm, and we both wait quietly. When it beeps, the screen shows a high number again, and I nod because I already knew it. He continues.
How is your energy during the day?
I explain that I feel tired all the time, and even walking from the bus stop to the clinic made me breathe slowly. He makes another note.
Do you sweat at night?
I nod and tell him I often wake up with my pillow damp, even though the room is not hot. The doctor puts down his pen, leans forward, and says,
You describe a clear picture: sore throat, swollen tonsils, high fever, headache, body aches, and trouble swallowing.
I feel a strange relief when I hear him repeat my symptoms, like my own story is finally written down and seen by someone else. He smiles softly and says,
Don't worry, this is angina. We know how to treat it.
My shoulders relax, and for the first time in days I feel hope. The doctor explains that now he will prepare the treatment plan. He opens his drawer and takes out a prescription pad. The sound of the pen on paper feels almost like music to me, because it means help is coming. He says,
For this kind of throat infection, you need antibiotics.
I nod, listening carefully.
You will also need pain relief for the fever and discomfort.
He writes down the names of the medicines clearly. Then he looks at me and says,
Drink warm liquids, like tea with honey or warm water. This will soothe your throat.
I imagine the taste of hot tea, and already it feels comforting. He continues,
Rest is very important. Your body needs energy to fight the infection.
I nod again, thinking about my bed at home and how soft it will feel. He shows me how to gargle with a simple saltwater solution.
Mix a little salt in warm water and gargle several times a day.
I smile because it is easy and possible to do even without medicine. The doctor also reminds me to dress warmly and avoid cold air directly on my throat. His words are simple but clear.
Keep yourself warm and don't strain your voice.
I remember how weak my voice sounded earlier, and I know he is right. He looks at me again, checking if I understand everything. I repeat slowly. Antibiotics, medicine for fever, warm drinks, rest, gargling.
Very good. If you follow this, you will start to feel better in a few days.
I feel a small smile on my face, because now I know the steps and they are not too difficult. The doctor finishes writing the prescription carefully, then tears the paper from the pad and hands it to me. His voice is calm as he explains.
This is an antibiotic. Take it exactly as instructed. Even if you feel better, do not stop too early.
I place the paper gently in my bag and nod. He takes another sheet, writes quickly, and says,
This is for fever and body aches.
I repeat the words softly to myself. Fever, aches. So I will not forget. He looks at me kindly and continues with simple advice.
Drink warm tea or just warm water. It will soothe your throat. Gargle with salt water several times a day. Rest is very important. Your body needs energy. Try to speak less. Give your throat silence.
I think of my rough voice this morning and understand. He goes on.
Eat soft food. Soup, yogurt, puree. Avoid spicy or hard food. Make it easy for your throat.
I nod again, repeating in my head, medicine, tea, salt water, rest, soft food. He also reminds me.
Keep yourself warm. Protect your neck from the cold air. A scarf will help.
His words are simple but strong, and I feel safe following them. He looks at me and checks.
Do you remember?
I answer quietly. Antibiotic, fever medicine, warm drinks, gargling, rest, soft food, keep warm.
Very good. If your fever rises higher or if you feel worse, come back.
I feel relieved that I am not alone in this. The room is quiet for a moment, and I notice how calm I have become. My throat still hurts, but now I know the reason and the steps to heal. The doctor closes the chart, looks at me gently, and says,
I wish you a quick recovery.
Thank you very much. I feel peace that soon I will get better. I stand up slowly, holding the prescription safely in my bag. The doctor gives me one last calm smile, and I thank him again before leaving the office. Outside in the hallway, the air feels cooler and quieter. My body is tired, but my mind is lighter because I finally know what to do. I walk past the chairs where other patients wait, and I hear the soft rustle of winter coats. For a moment I think about home and how good it will feel to rest under a warm blanket with tea beside me. As I reach the end of the hallway, I remember my winter coat in the cloakroom. I cannot go outside without it. I imagine the clear, frosty air and the shining snow waiting for me beyond the doors, and I know I must dress warmly. My steps echo gently on the floor as I turn toward the cloakroom to collect it. The thought of wrapping myself in my thick coat makes me feel protected already. Then another thought comes, the pharmacy. I must go there before I return home. The prescription is in my bag, the advice of the doctor is in my mind, and the next step is simple. I will buy the medicine, carry a bottle of water, and begin the treatment. My throat still aches, but the pain no longer frightens me. I walk slowly, planning my way, cloakroom first, pharmacy second, and then home, where I can finally rest. My heart is calm, and I whisper to myself, "Soon I will feel better."